Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shad Bahasham, Ruach Kodash, and all blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. I'm going to entitle this video Laser Warfare in the Heavens. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. This is from Revelation 12, verse 7, and I may even go and break down Revelation, the whole chapter. For some of you that don't know, Revelation 12, verse 7, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. Let me just go ahead and read from the top. So this is that warfare is going to be a warfare utilizing what's called DEW's direct energy weapon system. Give me a second here. Matter of fact, I'll hold on to that. Keep in mind the word dragon. Do we read dragon? The red dragon. There goes dragon again. Michael and his angels. And there was war in heaven. There's going to be a war. The weapons that they're going to use is laser weapons. The angels in the ships, their weapons of war are the laser technology. Esau has this technology, so he doesn't just have the missiles from Russia and the NATO and EU nations and other nations that possess missiles. I believe, well, I know India, Pakistan, the UK and France, I believe North Korea, they do have missiles. I don't know if they have intercontinental ballistic missiles, but all these nations that possess these missiles, they're going to shoot these missiles on Babylon the Great. Something that Alex Jones is afraid of. He keeps talking about Israel wanting to attack on a military level, of course. Iran, which is a stupid move. Trump's been giving him the cold shoulder, but eventually Israel will lead Babylon the Great to attack a nation that is backed up by Russia, and then China and Russia. If China possesses, I'll have to look that up too. If China possesses, let me do this. That's Soupy Cells for the one that did a video. Soupy Cells. Anyway, a list of countries that possess ICBM missiles. This is the thing that's going to totally destroy Babylon the Great inside of 1 hour. The following countries are known to have ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missiles: the United States, Russia, China. So China possesses ICBMs as opposed to short range missiles, as opposed to low cruise missiles There's another term. It's I believe it's submarine launch ICBMs or something to that effect. In other words, there's missiles. You have Russian submarines that possess these missiles. So the United States, Russia, China, France is a NATO and the EU nation, India, the UK. The UK used to be a NATO, they still are a NATO nation, and the EU, but they broke away from the EU a couple of years ago. It was just like 4 or 5 years ago. But I was watching something where they still do trade with the EU nations. Israel, they possess ICBMs. And I believe that they got their ICBM missile system from the United States and North Korea. So North Korea has ICBM and long-range missiles. The United States, Russia, China, France, India, United Kingdom, Israel, and North Korea are the only countries known to have operational ICBMs. Pakistan is the only nuclear-armed state that does not possess ICBMs. I kind of knew this was going to pop up. Which country has the most advanced missiles? Russia. Gog. That's why in Ezekiel 38, it mentions Gog, or it mentions the chief prince, which is the word in the Hebrew is Russia. Russia is widely regarded as having the best. You got to get the best. Inside joke. Air defense system. The Babylon the Great will not have a strong missile defense system. That's in Nahum, the 3rd chapter. You can read that. I'm not going to read it. Best air defense system in the world, in the oikoumene sense, primarily due to its S-40 Triumph system. This has nothing to do with the lasers. When they have that war in heaven, Revelation 12, they're going to utilize lasers. But the angels' laser system are far more powerful than Esau's laser system, because Yahweh B'Shem Al-Shai gave them the technology. This long-range air defense missile system is developed by Russia's Almaz Central Design Bureau. The S-400 is considered the most powerful and advanced air defense system as of 2025. May 10th. This is a week ago. And I believe they possess the most missiles. Can Russia intercept US ICBM? Can Russia intercept US ICBM with their ABMs? Yes and no. Technically, they wouldn't destroy the actual inbound missile, since all American ICBMs carry independent re-entry vehicles. Right, re-entry vehicles. The missile comes out the silo, it goes up outside of I believe the ozone, and then comes back down. So that's a re-entry. And Russians, ABMs are terminal defense weapons, so they would be targeted RVs rather than the missiles themselves. Let's go. Let's keep going. What is the top 5 fastest missiles in the world? Among the fastest missiles in the world are so the number one, the nation that possesses the number one, the best ICBM missile system is Russia. Go back to Ezekiel chapter 38 when it attacks the land of Israel. It's not talking about 1,000 years from now when we're in the kingdom. It's talking that's going to take place in our lifetime. Ezekiel chapter 38 goes hand in hand with Revelation chapter 7. Avenge and China's DF-41 leading advance. So China's an ally with Russia, so they're gonna join in the fun. And hypersonic weaponry. Weaponry, they say, cannot be detected by radar. Avant-garde, look that word up, Russia. Okay, it's giving you kilometers per hour. Russia shoots a missile from the middle of Russia, let's say Moscow. I believe that's around the middle of Russia, to the middle of America, the Bible Belt. It's going to take about no more than 25 minutes. When there's that alert, you got to get out of here. Russia have shot their first ICBM missiles. You know, we don't know what to tell you. Where are you going to go in 25 minutes? DF-41, China, March. That shows you right. 30,600 kilometers per hour. It's not. This is the fastest system. This is going to get there the quickest. Okay, Trident 2, USA, March. Okay, a little bit, not as fast, but they're all ICBM missiles. Minuteman 3. So your most superior missile system is possessed by the Russians, and then second is China, and then third is the U.S. This is the thing that Alex Jones is afraid of. I hope that this thing looks like we're going to go down. We don't have to go. We shouldn't be going into World War III if something's got to happen. But then he's backing Trump. And Trump, there's a song, What a Fool Believes. Fools Rush In, that's another song. That's this guy. He does things without thinking it through. He says, we're going to go that way, I don't care. And then he doesn't realize that he's getting pushback now. But he only knows to go forward. He doesn't have a diplomatic bone in his body. And that's just a fact. You know, you don't make hothead people. You know, the president of the U.S. has to be the ultimate diplomat. He has to know how to put that diplomat hat on. And he doesn't know how to do that. He doesn't know how to do that. But how many lawyers and Congress people are saying we got to get this guy's a dangerous man. He's going to cause World War III. They're not saying that because they're under a spell. The Most High shut them down, because they really think that they're going to. They say in their heart I'm merely paraphrasing. Psalms 49:11. Who has the most advanced ICBMs? I bet it's Russia. Oh, there it goes again, Russia. Number 1, Russia. Number 2, Russia. Number 3, Russia, USSR. Number 4, Russia. When we say USSR, it's talking about the former Soviet Union. The top fastest missiles in the world, Target Defense Academy, TDA. Russia leads the pack. Which country has the best defense system in the world? Okay, so they're saying that the U.S. is, but that the scriptures speak about them coming the Lord coming as a thief in the night. They're not going to be ready. Nahum 3, the defense system is going to be down. There goes Russia again. The most powerful intercontinental ballistic missile, ICBM, in the world as of 2025, as of right now, is the RS-28 Sarmet, also known as Satan II, which is a hypersonic missile system. Cannot be detected by radar. It will come as a thief in the night. Developed and deployed by Russia as of May 10th, 2025. That's a couple of weeks. This report goes back a couple of weeks. This is one day off from today is the 29th, 5/29, right? 5/30 is tomorrow, of course. So we're talking 3 weeks ago. Which country has the best air force? Okay, the United States. But they're going to be taken out by the angels when Yahushua come. The one that's going to lead the angels is Michael. And Yahushua is going to deliver us, beam up the elect in that ship, the size of a mountain. According to Ezra. How many ICBM does the U.S. have? Okay, 400 Minutemen, which is the best anti-missile system in the world. Can an ICBM be shot down? Yes, ICBMs can be shot down, anti-ballistic missiles. Okay. Right, interceptor missiles. What is the most destructive missile in the world? It's either Russia or the U.S. It's Russia. The Sarmet, which is also known as Satan. Let me see, Sarmet 28, RS-28 Sarmet. RS-28 Sarmet, which is Satan II. What was the question? What is the most destructive missile in the world, on the planet? Warhead. And these missiles will be shot. Is there a plane faster than a missile? initiated by the CIA, evade Soviet detection and missiles. Okay, the Blackbird excels in strategic reconnaissance. Thanks to its unparalleled speed and altitude capabilities, with a record speed over Mach 3. It outmaneuvered enemy defenses and missiles, securing its place as the fastest manned aircraft. Okay, the Blackbird. Let's look up the Blackbird. And it says, initiated by the CIA to evade Soviet detection and missiles. So they know that there's going to be an attack. The war is imminent. Excuse me. This is what Alex Jones keeps saying. Okay, I don't need flow anymore. Right, give me a second here. Click over here. Let me type in the word jet. Blackbird jet. A Lockheed, that's a company that builds advanced weapon systems. SR-71 Blackbird, the Lockheed's SR-71 Blackbird is a retired long-range, high-altitude Mach 3. Is a Blackbird plane still in use? Is the Blackbird still the fastest plane? What is special about the Blackbird? So, like I said, some of them are planning on this. Some of them are going to escape. The super elite, the super elite will escape. They're not going to be in America. The super rich, they're not even in America. More than a decade after their retirement, the Blackbird remained the world's fastest and highest flying production aircraft ever built. The Blackbirds were designed to cruise at Mach 3, just over 3 times the speed of sound. That's fast. Or more than 2,200 miles per hour. Wow. Let me see. That's so they can get from New York to California in a little bit more than two hours, which is really not that fast. At altitudes up to 85,000 feet. If you ever got on a plane, they always tell you we're 35,000 feet. So this thing can go high. And this is their technology that the Most High gave them. He wanted this. Hey, there's going to be a time of trouble such as never seen. Daniel 12, time of Jacob's trouble. The Most High had to make this destruction of Esau's system super spectacular. So he had to give them the technology. This stuff that they have is Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai working through the minds of these Edomites, and Jake involved in that too, to make these missiles, the missile system The fact that they can fly, Kitty Hawk. And I believe Kitty Hawk, when the first plane that took flight, the Wright brothers, I believe it was called, we were reading about it a couple of weeks ago, Kill Devil Hill. I think the name of the place is Kill Devil Hill. Let me try something. Kill Devil Hill, Kitty Hawk. Okay, let's see what comes up. Okay, this is a map, directions, and so forth. Okay, that's Kitty Hawk, and that's Kill Devil Hills. Is Kill Devil Hills the same as Kitty Hawk? Both actually, although you'll find Wright Brothers National Memorial and Kill Devil's Hill. Right, Kill Devil, because the Most High gonna kill these devils. The prince of the power of the air. When did they become the prince of the power of the air? When they took flight. Can you imagine the kitty? Let me do this. Kitty Hawk. Let me just put in Kitty Hawk. And it was on the first plane was on a place called Kill Devil Hills. Kill the Devil Hills. Kitty Hawk. Let me see. Let me do this. Flight. Let's see what happens here. Kitty Hawk flight refers to the Wright brothers' historic first powered, sustained, and controlled flight of a heavier than air machine on December 17, 1903. So this is when the Most High gave them that technology, because there were many men that were trying to fly, and they finally got it because the Most High, the angel them gave them the power, showed them how to make it. Can you compare? Let me see. It says 1903 at Kill Devil Hills, because the devil getting ready to get killed in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. The flight lasted just 12 seconds and traveled 120 feet, marked the beginning of the what? The aviation age. So the Most High couldn't just say, okay, boom, you're going to make 747, you're going to make a F-30-16 fighters. No, the Most High had to give it to him piecemeal. Knowledge shall increase, Daniel 12, right? He had to give it to him piecemeal to make them think that they're figuring shit out. Oh, we figured this out. Let me go to images, right? Let me go to images. Okay. They had gliders, right? There's a glider. This guy might be a Jake right here. I think Jake was behind this too. A lot of these inventions, Jake come up with them and Esau takes the credit. Let me see. Give me a second. Okay, you went from this, that, to this. To this. This got World War I, World War II. To this. This is all the Most High's technology. The most advanced, I'm sorry, do this again. The most advanced plane on the planet Earth. Went from Orville and Rover Wright to, okay, the F-35. They're giving, the U.S. is giving Ukraine F-16s. F meaning fighter, like a fighter jet. The F-35 Lightning II is generally considered the most advanced fighter jet in the world, according to Lockheed Martin. I believe they created it. It combines stealth, advanced sensors, and information fusions in a supersonic, highly maneuverable. They ain't gonna outmaneuver a chariot fighter. The F-35 is a fifth generation fighter, known for its advanced stealth capabilities and its ability to gather, fuse, and distribute more information than any fighter in history. So they're gonna go and fight the angels, not knowing that it was the angels that gave them the technology in the first place. That's where their pride is. So now let's come over here to let's go ahead and read this. Let's try to breeze through this. Now remember, when you read the book of Revelation, when you read the various chapters of Revelation in the book of Revelation, it jumps around. Something might be in the first verse, and then the seventh verse, it might jump back to the first verse. You know, it might stop, go another direction. That's how dreams work. What John had was a divine dream, which is a vision. So he saw things, he wrote it down. He saw something else, he wrote it down. He might have saw the World War III. He might have saw an actual beast. Then he saw somebody getting chipped. The chip, the mark of the beast, John saw people getting microchipped. You guys gonna get shook. You other camps, you're gonna get shooken up. You're gonna realize that the prophets have been among you, not these fake guys. Not these fake guys. If you're teaching that the MOTB is not the microchip, the Lord ain't dealing with you. He's just using you. He's gonna push you to the side. It says the woman Israel, right? Now the blue letter tells you that the Roman Catholic Church says, oh, the women represent the Roman Catholic. Blue letter says it's talking about the Israelites. It says, and there appeared a great. You know what I'm gonna do? Let me read this in the NLT. Let's see what the NLT says. The woman and the dragon. Then I witnessed in heaven an event of great significance. I saw a woman clothed with the sun and the moon beneath her feet, and a crown of 12 stars on her head. Now, there was a dream that Joseph had about the 12 stars. You know what I'm gonna do? Let me do this. Let me do this. Let me just copy and paste and go to the 12 stars. I got to go back to the King James. Okay. Let me do it this way. Let me go stars. Okay, I believe I found it. Genesis 37:9. And he dreamed, this is Joseph, yet another dream, and told it his brethren, and said, behold, I have dreamed a dream or vision more, and behold, the sun and the moon and the 11 stars made obeisance to me. So as you read down, they got mad at him. So that represents the sons that came out of Jacob, right? So he's telling them that y'all gonna bow down to me. So this is the go-to scripture. Let me come on back. When you come here, it says 12 stars. It represents the 12 tribes of Israel. Originally, there was 13 tribes. Dan. Now you got Nate talking about Dan. Some of the Benjamite tribes are now part of them are Danites. He's waxing worse and worse. Watch what Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is going to do to the IUIC. He's going to break that thing up because they're not doing the will of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. If they were, they would be teaching that the mark of the beast is a microchip. They wouldn't be fighting against us. And really, you're not fighting against us. You're fighting against the Most High. And with the sun moon beneath her feet. So this represents the Israelites, not the Roman Catholic Church. Even the blue letter told you that. If you go back to King James, I'm in the NLTs, right? She was pregnant and she cried out because of her labor pains, and the agony of giving birth. And it's not talking about Mary so much, it's talking about Israelites giving birth on a macro level. Then I witnessed in heaven another significant event. I saw a large red dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns, with 7 crowns on his head. That's talking about the ancient 2,000 plus years ago Roman Empire. It's spoken about in 2nd Ezra's 11 and 12 as the eagle with the 12 feathers and the 3 heads, right? That's talking about during the time period of Julius Caesar up until Domitian. It's not 2nd Ezra's 11 and 12 has absolutely nothing to do with America. You got guys say, well, let's talk about it. It has nothing to do with America. It has nothing to do. 2nd Ezra's chapter 11 and 12 took place already. Just like analogous to Daniel chapter 11. Daniel chapter 9 took place already. Daniel chapter 8 took place already. Part of Daniel 7 took place. Part of it. Part of Daniel 2 took place. So we're still in the fulfillment of the prophecy of Daniel 7 and Daniel 2. Then I witnessed in heaven another significant event. I saw a large red dragon. Red, Esau is red, right? The Edomites. With 7 heads and 10 horns, with 7 crowns on his head. And it has nothing to do with Russia 2,000 plus years ago. And it has nothing to do with Russia now. In other words, Russia was never a part of the beast or the beast system. So there's another thing that the IUIC goes off on. Oh, Russia's one of them. Russia ain't one of them. His tail swept away 1/3 of the stars in the sky, which represents Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Even though you had some of the other tribes stick with Judah, there wasn't tribes as a whole. Because some of the tribes, when they had that split during the time of Jeroboam, some of the tribe, even Ephraim, some of the Ephraimites, and I believe Manasseh, it was a couple of them. You can read about it in the Chronicles, 2nd Chronicles. I believe that's 30, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not going to go to it. Somebody can put it in the chat. It says through It says, his tail swept away 1/3 of the stars in the sky, which represent Judah, Benjamin, Levi, the kingdom of Judah, which consists of the three tribes, and he threw them to the earth. He stood in front of the woman as she was about to give birth, ready to devour her baby as soon as it was born. That's the account of Herod getting his men of war to kill the babies, to kill the baby boys. It didn't say baby boys, it said babies, but it meant baby boys, because he knew that the Messiah was going to come as a man. So that was that great slaughter. And these were Edomites that did this. It wasn't the Romans. It was the Herod's men of war. I got to go back. I don't know if the Romans were a part of it too, but I'm positive it was Rome. Somebody help me out. I'm not going to go to it. Okay, she gave birth to a son who was to rule all nations. That's Yahushai, Hamashiach, the Messiah, with an iron rod. And I'm going to say this. Any Israelite group out there that's not calling on the name of Yahweh and Yahushai, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is not dealing with you. He's deceiving you. Because if you claim you're this great prophet and you can break down these scriptures, as Deacon Asaph says, no one can break down the scriptures on the capacity of the bishop. That's bullshit. And you're gonna find that out, and your jaw's gonna drop when you find out that the Friday sundown and Saturday sundown is not the Sabbath, that the new moon is a dark moon, that the name of the Most High is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, that the Sabbath is not Friday sundown and Saturday sundown necessarily. It's based upon the new moon. That you can have more than one woman. So there's so many things that they go off on. Oh, they destroyed a lot of marriages, man. You had a man come in there, they'll ask him, you got a wife, brother? Now, if you don't got a wife, they'll say, well, you need to get one. Well, what's that in the scriptures? Paul didn't have a wife. It was certainly the apostles that didn't have wives. Let's read on. So they go off on a lot of things. So it says, she gave birth to a son who was to rule all nations with an iron rod, and her child was snatched away from the dragon, which was the Roman Empire, and was caught up to the Most High into his throne. And the woman fled into the wilderness, where the Most High had prepared a place to care for her for 1,260 days. The wilderness represents them leaving. They scattered. But one of the places that they went to, a lot of them went to, is Africa. They got as far away as they could from the Romans. Then there was war in heaven. Now this is getting ready to happen. Then there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon and his angels. The angels, the dragon, the angels that are led by the dragon is the physical counterpart of the spiritual dragon. So that's that warfare that's going to take place in heaven. And they're going to use laser technology, but the angels' technology is far more advanced than Esau's technology of laser. So they really think they're going to win this fight. And they're going to be wiped out. The maneuvers, these chariots, these ships, these UFOs, these UAPs, whatever you want to call them, they can defy gravity. What is that called? There's a term. I forget the term. Somebody help me out. Where they can, they can make these sharp turns. Damn, what's this? Right on the. They can defy gravity Somebody help me out. Help me out. They can disappear. They can reappear. They can be seen by the naked eye, but a radar can't pick them up. A radar can pick them up, but they can't see with the naked eye. They can grow. They can get small. They can get small as a head of something that's on the head of a pin. You can't that's high technology. That's real spiritual deep tech. You're not on that level. So the angels are going to have fun taking you out. You're not going to be able to take out one of them. These ships can go from one ship to 5 ships and come back together. That's some power. You're going to realize you're no match for these people. That's why it says they were fearful, but yet there's fight. The Most High is going to put the spirit on you to keep coming at him, even though you don't want to. You want to turn the ship around. The Great Spirit is going to control your cockpit, your instrument panels, and they're going to make you fly into the angels, and the angels are going to wipe you out. Meanwhile, the Northern Army, which is the U.S. forces, they're going to go to the Middle East, to the Levant, in the desert. They're going to be stationed in the desert, and they're going to be taken out. And besides, there's not going to be any place for you to come back to anyway. You're going to be a part of that soil. And the elite notice. That's why they had this plane. What is the name of that plane? I went through it. It's a particular plane that they possess. Okay, here it is right here. Let me come back to it. Let me do this. Let me click on this. Let me do this. Let me come back over here. The most advanced plane that they have. But then you have this escape plane. I got to come back to that. Let me do this. Bear with me for a minute. Okay, let me do this. I don't want that. Right, this is it. The Blackbird jet. You're going to have the elite escape Lockheed SR-71 Blackbird. The Most High is going to allow them to escape, the super rich, because we're going to find them. They're going to be fugitives, and we're going to find them, and we're going to shackle them up, and then we're going to give them work assignments. We're going to put them in that pit mentioned in Isaiah 24. That's not talking about what Nate said. That pit. Yeah, that's in the Caucasus Mountains or whatever he said. He just makes shit up. You listen to Nate enough, he'll make shit up. He'll make shit up as he'll regurgitate what he learned from One West. Then he'll make shit up. Let me see. Let me come back over here. So this is beautiful. Then there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon and his angels. Now where in the hell? Let me see. I'm sorry. Let me come back some more. Come over here. I don't want what I want. I went into the laser. Damn, hold up. I'm sorry. It's on the video right here, right here. Now this laser system that Esau possesses, which the angels are going to use, look at that. They call it dragon fire. In Revelation 12, did not mention the dragon, them being the dragon? So this laser technology, they call it dew or dews, like in Mountain Dew, DEWS, direct energy weapon system. They've been using that. Also known as dragon fire. How many times does it say dragon, speaks about a dragon in Revelation? New classified footage of, I guess this is 10 francs, I don't know. A shot laser precision weapon in action. Now, if you play this video, I'm sorry, let me do this. Let me do this. I don't want to play it because you know how they get down over here at YouTube. Okay, that's a laser. That's a laser again. You gotta watch this video. This is a good one. That's laser. That's the angels' technology that they gave to Esau. But their technology is way, way, way more advanced. So they're gonna have confidence going up against them. When they see they're getting wiped out, then they're gonna want to turn around, and the Most High gonna take control of their instrument panel and make them come right to the angels. And we're going to see everything. We're going to look down and see the lake of fire. Let's come on back over here. Then there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon and his angels. And the dragon lost the battle, and he and his angels were forced out of heaven. They were destroyed. They were wiped out. Every last one of them. Not one of them is going to escape. Not one of them is going to escape to tell the tale, to tell the story. I was fortunate to. No, you're not going to escape. You're going to be wiped out. You're going to be. The earth is going to be empty. I'm sorry. The space that you occupied is going to be empty. There's not going to be one of you. No trace. No trace. The same thing over there in the Great Levant. When the Northern Army go over there, you're not coming back. There's a fictitious movie. If you ever watch the movie True Romance, and it was a scene where they had this director make a movie called Coming Home in a Body Bag, which was a movie, but the movie never came out. In other words, it was inside of that movie. The director directed it, right? Well, guess what? They ain't coming home in no body bag, because there's going to be nothing to take back. Unless you take some sand and say, oh, this is Captain so-and-so and Lieutenant such and such. So the Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is going to devastate this place. And I pray that Trump stays in his... Let him do what he got to do. Donald J. Trump is all right with me. That's a topic. That's a topic right there. Because he's looking, he looking like he puts his, he does things without thinking, man. What a fool believes he sees. Michael McDonald. You know? Fools rush in. Fools rush in. And this guy, he rushes in. He does things without thinking about it. That's why he has a backtrack. So he's the last Trump. The last Trump. This great dragon, the ancient serpent called the devil, or Satan. Satan just means adversary. Devil means diablos, meaning a false accuser. They're saying that we're not the people. They're demonizing us because we're telling the truth about us, that we're the people. If we say we're the people, they call us anti-Semite because we're saying that we're the people. This is the only nation that will be totally, after they serve captivity, they're going to be gathered together and they're going to be burnt up. And you're not going to see them anymore. That's in Job 5. It says, the one deceiving the whole world, and the ultimate deception is the MOTB, which some of these major camps teach contrary. Like I said, they're gonna get a wake up call. They're gonna get a wake up call. Trust me. And them brothers that have working brains, they're gonna look. Wait a minute, man. GMS is right, bro. Let's see if we can get with whatever the hell they're gonna do. Because if you stay with Nate, and if Nate could do one thing, he can say, I was wrong. I asked for forgiveness. This is the GMS was right. If he says that, so if he wanted the elect, he can come at it. He can come at her. But if he says go ahead and take it, I guarantee you, there's a certain percentage of members of the IUIC that's going to say, nah, I ain't with this shit. I ain't getting chipped. But there's going to be some, mostly women and simple-minded brothers with zero brain cells. They're just going to follow him and do what he does. So we'll see. Hey, the same goes with General Yohana. And all the Captain Cesariak been low-key, snapping on us about our high priest, Alex Jones. He's gonna have to eat his words. And when he said that recently, I don't get mad. I don't get mad. I laughed at it. I said, you're gonna have to eat your words. Hey, if Captain Cesariak is one of the elect, he's gonna say I was wrong. And he gonna do the right thing. So let's see. Let's see. Your life depends upon this, man. You gotta get the scriptures right. Was thrown down to the earth with all his angels. That's Esau. And some of those angels are Jake that's going to fight. Some of them angels are Jake that's going to fight in them ships. A lot of, I can't give you exact number. The people that are left over there in the Levant, pursuant to Joel 2:20, a lot of them going to be women, Jake women, and Jake men. Some of the tribes, some of them is Gadites, some of them Benjamin, some of them are Ephraim, some of them is Jake. They're going to be left over there. They're going to be left over there. They're going to become the part of the soil of that place. Then I heard a loud voice shouting across the heavens, it has come at last. Yeah, but here you got Nate saying after 1,000 years they're going to jump us again. He gonna look like a fool when they wake up to his ass. Salvation and power. Salvation is a kingdom. So once we get salvation, we're not going to go down ever again. What does it say in Nahum 1 verse 9? It says, and the kingdom of our power and the authority of the Messiah, for the accuser. Now when you look up the word devil, the word goes back to the Latin diabolos, which means false accuser. That's why you sometimes you got to click on them words from the Greek. Of our brothers, which is Esau and sisters, has been thrown down to earth. The one who accuses them, which is the elite of Esau, like vocab, he gonna be thrown down to earth before our power day and night. Now vocab, that guy's constantly making videos. That's a one man show. He had a little crew with him. Them crew gave up. They turned it back on him. He's making. Remember, he had that big crew. The what do you call that crew? The Shield Squad and all that. The Shield Squad is done. One of them is accused. K-Dub is accused of adultery. So the Most High is getting back at these fake ass, phony ass hypocrites. And they have defeated him by the blood of the Lamb, by Yahushai, and by their testimony. What's the testimony? Us going out there speaking. Us going out there pushing this word out for the sake of the elect. And they did not love their lives much that they were afraid to die. In other words, when you get confronted with taking that chip, they're gonna threaten you with death. You said, "You can kill me. I'm not taking that goddamn chip. Kill me." A lot of brothers in GMS, maybe not. If you're not true, you're gonna fold like a cheap camera. I say cheap suit. You're gonna fold like a cheap suit, and you're gonna take that chip. And your wife you might not want to take it, and you say, "I ain't gonna take it," but your wife might get to you, and she might go ahead and take it behind your back with the kids, and then you're gonna bug out, and then you're gonna wind up taking it. I mean, that's just a scenario. A lot of y'all bugged out with the C Ragamuffin, man. Just certain brothers came up to me, told, what are we gonna do? I said, well, they said, well, I'm gonna lose my job. I said I wouldn't do it. Okay, so you do what you're gonna do. I wouldn't do it. There's no way in hell I'm gonna do that. And one particular brother said they threatened him with taking his job. He said, "No, I ain't taking it." Guess what? They didn't fire him. There was a guy that he knew that was IUIC that took it. And after he took it, he didn't feel right. And he went to the leadership of the IUIC and they tried to console him. Now, I don't know if this guy's still in the truth or whatever the case may be. It said, "Therefore rejoice, O heavens, and you who live in the heavens," because we're going to live in the heavens, representing the angels and us. That's Revelation 15 and Revelation 16, the first couple of verses. "Rejoice, but terror will come on the earth and the sea, for the devil has come down to you in great anger, knowing that he has little time." This right here, this one precept right here, Revelation 12 and 12, show you that these devils know that they're the Edomites and we're the Israelites, and that they're going into captivity. So they're going to try to escape this sentence. They're going to be like my man P. Diddy. You know? There are all kind of witnesses coming against this guy, man. I was listening to it yesterday, and it was saying that this guy had a LAPD, members of the LAPD on the payroll, and they were destroying evidence according to the testimony, So he's really looking. If they let him go, he's done, because ain't nobody gonna trust him. 13th verse, "When the dragon realized that he had been thrown down to the earth, he pursued the woman who had given birth to the man-child." Now, it seems, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense. So 13 really should go back to maybe about the 6th, 7th verse. "But she was given 2 wings like those of a great eagle, so she could fly to the place prepared for her in the wilderness." The wilderness represent Africa, the place represent America. And the place where it was said ye are not my people, there shall be said, you are the sons of the living power, which is America. That didn't happen to the small hats. When they came over here knowing, thinking that they were the people. And nobody said, you're not the people. And the place where it says, ye are not my people, there shall be said unto you, ye are the sons of the living power. Who's saying it? The prophets. There she would be cared for and protected from the dragon for a time, times, and half a time. Then the dragon tried to drown the woman with a flood of water that flowed from his mouth. That represents the lies. That represents, the flood also represents armies. You got all these Christian, black Christians coming up down and, saying negative things about the Israelites. I believe a lot of them got paid to do this, but it's not going to work because the Most High is only looking for a certain segment of Israel, which are known as the elect. But the earth helped her by opening its mouth and swallowing the river that gushed out from the mouth of the dragon. That's a river of lies. Back 70 AD, the flood that got him was the Roman armies. It says, and the dragon was angry at the woman and declared war against the rest of her children. See, this is going back. The 13th verse to the 17th or the 18th verse should be up around the 3rd, 4th verse. Matter of fact, let me show you. I don't know why I'm exiting this, checking this out. Let me see. Right, and the woman fled into the wilderness where the Most High had prepared a place for her for 1,260 days. So now, from the 6th verse, you jump down to right here. The same thing happens in Revelation 20. It kind of jumps around. John sees one thing, he writes it down. He sees something else that's not in sequence, then he writes it down. So it looks like it's out of order. And the dragon was angry at the woman and declared war against the rest of her children, all who keeps the Most High's commandments and maintain the testimony of Yahweh Shai. So that happened back then, because remember they killed all of the apostles except one, which is John. And it's happening now. They're coming against us now. They're demonizing us. And some of us will be put to death. Then the dragon took his stand on the shore aside the sea. Now I wanted to read this about Zerubbabel. Okay, I can read all these precepts, but I'm going to just go right to the point. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's do this. Zechariah 4, verse 6. Then he answered and spake unto me, saying, this is the word of Yahweh unto Zerubbabel. Zerubbabel is Peter and King David coming back, saying, not by might, nor by power, like physical armies with swords and arrows, bows and arrows, but by my spirit, spiritual power, saith the Lord. That's why when you go to Revelation 11, it speaks about the two witnesses having spiritual power. Who art thou, O great mountain? The mountain is talking about this system before Zerubbabel, thou shalt become a plain. So when the mountain is destroyed, it's cut down. So America, the great mountain, will become what? A plain. It's going to be cut down. And he shall bring forth the headstone, therefore, with shouting, crying, grace unto all. The hands, okay, I should have read the 8th verse, but that's all right too. It said, the hands of Zerubbabel have laid the foundation of this house. His hand shall also finish it. What should come to mind? Upon this rock I shall build my church, and the gates of Peter. Upon this rock I shall build my house, my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. So this is what the Lord told Peter. That's being said right here. Zerubbabel is Peter, King David, and the house is the house. Each brick is a member of the Israelites, starting with the prophets. There was something else I wanted to go to. It slipped my mind. Plane carrier's foundation. Give me a second here. Yeah, the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. So now they're coming, even more fervently against us. Like I said, you got the elder, Manatas Akbar, and you got other elders that's doing the same thing. They go on TikTok, and there's all kind of videos of different jakes that downplaying the whole Israelite thing. And see, our mindset is don't even deal with them, because they don't come correct any goddamn way. They don't come correct. That's why I said, if Vocab roll up on you, call the cops. If any Christian come up, don't even deal. He said, look, if you're a Christian, we're not dealing with you. We're not dealing with you. Where's that daggone scripture? I had a scripture came to my mind, and it left that quick. Bear me for a minute, y'all. Now watch, if I close the video, the scripture come right back to mine. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom, on to the next shalom.